My name, I'm Lindy. I'm also known as Paleobarbie. I've got this on my public page so you guys can share. So please share if you know anyone who's wanting to start keto or low carb, even because that's the baby step into keto. Share. If you're not in my group already and you want to be in our group, it's the same name as the public page, Paleobarbie Does Keto. It's a small community where we can support each other, help each other out. Right now we're doing a challenge, so we started today for clean keto. It's kind of a reset, get us going. And I know we're doing some other challenges in some other groups, but it kind of goes along with the others, so it'll work out fine if you're doing one already. Today I'm going to show you guys a couple of simple meal preps that I do that are some of my go-tos. They're super easy, very few ingredients, because my motto, especially when you first start keto, is keep it simple. Because if you try to overwhelm yourself with every single new recipe that you find, because I know some of you probably got some cookbooks for Christmas, or you have, excuse me, I've been sick, guys, or you have been saving everything you've found on Pinterest, and now you're like overwhelmed with what do I eat, even though you have all these recipes, right? So I feel like you need simple things at first, and then as you get the hang of it, then you can add in those other recipes. But, you know, if you've been doing keto a while and you're just jumping back on the train after the holidays, that's fine too. You can join in the challenge as well. So today I'm going to make 2 recipes, and they're really, really simple. Let me get some coffee. I've got some Kerrygold butter in here melting, and I've got some chicken legs over here. So I'm going to show you 2 ways that you can do some real easy meal prep. So I've got a pound of ground beef. Now, if I wanted to make, this will make 4 servings. If I wanted to make more, I would just use a bigger pack of ground beef. And I'm going to use broccoli, so I would use more broccoli. And I see that some people are on. Let me see who's on. Hi, Haley. Okay, so I'm going to periodically check you guys and see who's on. Okay, so I'm going to take my pound of ground beef. I'm going to stick it in this pan. I've got Kerrygold butter in here, about 2 tablespoons. So we want that added extra fat. This is grass-fed beef, and I think it is 85-15. You want to try to find the higher fat beef if you can. If you are on a budget and you can't afford grass-fed beef, then don't get grass-fed beef. This is from Aldi. If you have an Aldi, it's really cheap at Aldi. It's like $5. Walmart actually has grass-fed beef now that's around $5, a little bit over $5. So if you want grass-fed beef, get grass-fed beef. If you can't afford it, then get other beef. You gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, so we've got the ground beef in there. I'm gonna add a little pepper. This is my awesome pepper grinder that my keto friend Lisa gave me, and I love it. It's like one of my favorite Christmas presents, you guys. I'm not lying, it really is. Okay, I'm gonna break this up a little bit. I'm gonna add some salt and some garlic. So, ground beef is one of the easiest things to meal prep with, because you can do so many things with ground beef. You don't have to just do tacos or hamburgers, guys. So you can season your ground beef with a basic seasoning, salt, pepper, and garlic. And then you can actually, if you buy a bulk, you can freeze Ziploc bags of cooked ground beef that have salt, pepper, garlic. Then you can heat them back up and add other seasonings if you want it to be tacos, or taco salad or whatever. If you want it to be Asian, you add that kind of seasoning. So you just change up the seasoning for what you want it to be, and you have all of this ready to go in your freezer, right? So I'm not doing a big bulk this time just because I'm showing you guys. But this will be 4 lunches for me and my husband. Well, 2 for me, 2 for him for this week. And I'm using a microplane for my garlic. I have a garlic press also that I use, so you use whatever. You can also use garlic powder if you don't want to use fresh garlic. It's whatever you have, whatever you want to use. Watch your fingers if you use the blade, because you don't want to cut yourself. All right, so I'm gonna give that a good stir, and I'm just gonna let this be browning while I show you the other recipe. Break it up a little bit. Get my other tool. Hold on. One of my other favorite Christmas presents. This was in my stocking. If you guys have one of these, tell me down below. I love it. I don't even actually know what the true name of it is, but it's good for breaking meat apart. The first time I saw it used was on Keto Ginger's YouTube, and she calls it a spatulator. I don't know if that's what it's called or not, but I truly love it. It's awesome. It breaks up the meat so great. If you have shredded meat that you're breaking apart from the crock pot or whatever, it does an awesome job. So I'm just going to break that up a little bit, let that brown, and then I'll show you what else we're going to do. All right, so I have all these chicken legs, chicken thighs. When you buy them in a big pack, even at your local grocery store, is usually pretty cheap. They're some of the cheapest cuts of meat, and they're the ones you want on keto because they have more fat. So I've got a whole pan of chicken legs here. I've got a half a cup of coconut oil, and about a cup to half a cup to a cup, depending on, I eyeballed it, of Dijon mustard. Now, when you buy your Dijon mustard, make sure you check your ingredients. Most of them are fine, but you don't want to get honey mustard because honey mustard has honey in it, right? And it's going to have sugar. You're going to melt it in the microwave and mix it together best you can. And I'm splashing. That's how I ruin all my clothes, guys, because I forget to put my apron on all the time. I'm going to take my pepper. I'm going to season my chicken legs a little bit. Super simple. You can add any other seasonings to this that you want. It's your taste. I'm going to add some some salt. I clearly need more coffee, guys, clearly. My computer is trying to tell me I need a virus protection, and it's blocking me from seeing y'all's comments. I'll fix it in a second. Okay, so I've got some salt. I'm also going to put garlic in this to give it a little oomph. Because, y'all, I love me some garlic. But garlic does have carbs, so you have to watch yourself, I'm going to put it in the mustard mixture. And this is a good recipe, even if you're not keto, guys. Someone could eat this and be like, it's yummy. Everybody that comes over to my house, I cook keto, even if there's non-keto people here, and they usually like everything I make, so. All right, so now I'm going to mix that again. Now, your mustard and your coconut oil, I don't know if you guys can see that, it's not going to completely mix, perfectly because, it's oil. But then what you're going to do is you're just going to, let me get these out of the way so you guys can see. Then what you're going to do, basically, is you're going to pour it on top, and then you're going to get your hands dirty. And you're going to smear it all over and evenly between them. And you don't have to, grease your pan because you've got all this coconut oil in here. So then you're just going to get your hands dirty and make sure all of them are coated. I've got my oven on 350, and some of these have a little bit of are not quite totally thawed out, but they'll still work. But I am going to put them in the oven probably for 45 minutes to an hour. It will depend on your oven how long that you cook them, but I'm going to cook them probably about an hour because, like I said, there's a couple that feel a little cold. So let me wash my hands. I'm going to stick them in the oven. Okay, so, and these can be served with anything. You can serve any green vegetable, any vegetable that you like with these on the side. And these are good for lunch. These are good for dinner. They're good grab and go, easy. So I'm going to stick that in there. And I'll pop a picture in the comments when that's done because I know you guys don't want to wait around an hour and sit here and talk to me. And I'll show you what they look like. All right, so let me fix this. All right, so over here we've got the beef going. Give it a good stir. So, before I got on here, I literally grabbed a package of frozen broccoli, steamable. I normally use I use Thrive Life freeze-dried foods, and I use my broccoli from that usually, and but I'm out of my broccoli, it's coming. But I use the steamable bags when I don't have that. And so I steamed one bag. If I was doing a bigger bulk of ground beef for this recipe, I would add more broccoli. But I'm just going to add one bag. When this gets brown, we'll add the broccoli. But we want to get it all brown. Smells good. Garlic always smells good. I love when Rachel Ray always says, I wish I had smell-o-vision, because you want to smell all the smells when you're cooking. It smells so good. Your house smells so good, you know. I think I'm almost over this cold, you guys. Or whatever this is. I've had this this is going on the 3rd week. It was 2 weeks. And then it's like almost gone. I'm not coughing anymore. But I still have this. I think it's just sinus. I don't know. I just take all my oils and my elderberry. I have sugar-free elderberry syrup a friend of mine made for me. No honey in it. So that's awesome. So I've been taking about a teaspoon of that because I'm trying to get rid of this junk. Alright, we're good. We're pretty good here. Almost. Let me turn it up just a little bit. Alright, so in the comments, tell me if you guys are in my group, let me know. Also, if you're interested in doing the challenge with us, put that in the comments. And if you're new to keto, tell me. And if you're not, how long? I know Haley's been doing it a long time. Let me know how long you've been doing it. I have been doing keto. It will be. So last January I did a Whole30, which if you don't know what a Whole30 is, it's I was paleo 7 or 8 years, and then so every January I would do a Whole30. Last January, or actually last October, a year ago October, not this past October 27, no, 20, I guess that would be 2016, but anyway, a year ago this last October, I started researching because I feel really great on paleo. My autoimmune issues are so much better, but I started reading a lot of things about keto because Mark Sisson, who I follow and read his blog, who's one of my favorite people in the primal world, he started talking about keto, and I was like, what is this keto thing? So I looked into that, and then I did a lot of research, and I found, well, I'm going to try this, because basically the only difference was I was able to have some dairy, which on paleo you can't, and I was taking out sweet potatoes, pretty much, because everything else I was eating was already keto. It was just because I eat a clean, I eat a clean keto now. But, so I switched over to keto. So January, I still did the Whole30, but I did sort of a keto Whole30, which really is what we're doing this month, is a clean keto. So that's what I did. I made up my keto Whole30 rules, So I did that in January, and then February was when I was full-on keto. So I did baby steps into full-on keto last February. So yeah, it's been almost a year, you guys. My weight loss is a lot slower than some people's. I have Graves' disease, so I'm going to put this in. This is broccoli. I have Graves' disease, and if you don't know what that is, it's a thyroid disease, autoimmune disease that some people have. I know some people have heard of Hashimoto's, some people have heard hypo or hyperthyroid. Graves' disease is usually hyper at first, and then they treat it with radioactive iodine, and then usually you become hypo because it basically kills your thyroid. So it's almost like you have no thyroid. So I've had that since I was in my 20s, and dealt with weight changes up, down, all over the place. I've lost weight, I've gained weight, I lost weight, I've gained weight. I felt terrible most of the time in between and during. So that's how I found paleo, basically, long story short. And then keto, I just read much more things about it, that it was much better. And so I thought, maybe this will help get the weight off. So back to the weight, I started losing on keto, and I was on paleo for 7 or 8 years, and I had lost the same 14 pounds, lost and gained it over and over the 7 or 8 years, and it wasn't anything different I was doing with my eating as far as paleo to gain the weight. It's just hormones, thyroid, all those things. So when I switched to keto, the scale actually started going down. It's not fast with hypothyroid, but it does move. So I've gone down 2 pant sizes. I've lost 35 pounds, even though I was up 4 this morning because I did eat black eyed peas yesterday, guys. Gosh, I know it's just water though, and it'll come off. But so I was like, there's something to this. Keto, even eternal weight loss is better than anything I was doing before. So that's me finding keto. All right, so I've got my broccoli. I had already cooked the broccoli, so now I'm just kind of warming it in here with the ground beef. Let me put this in the trash. But also, if you are a slow loser, guys, don't compare your journey to other people's, because I know there's a lot of people who've lost a lot of weight on keto, and it's great and it's awesome, but they may not have the same issues you have. So don't compare your journey to their journey. I decided that a long time ago because I would be heartbroken every time I would see someone, I've lost 30 pounds in the first month, or I've lost blah, blah, blah. My husband lost the same amount as me this whole time in like 2 months. So, men, it's just not fair. But, don't compare it to other people, because your journey is going to be different for your body. Your body has different reactions to different things, and it takes some people it's quicker, some people it's longer. Also, it depends on how much weight you have to lose. If you have 150 pounds to lose, you're going to lose a lot of weight quickly. If you have maybe 50 pounds to lose, or whatever, you're going to lose it a little bit slower than other people. So don't compare your journey to other people's journey. That's my biggest thing. So now I'm going to show you how I'm going to plate this. My favorite thing. Let me fix the virus thing again. I don't know why it's doing that. Away. Okay, so I've got my bowl. I'm going to put some of this in it. So how is everyone doing after the holidays? Did y'all cheat? Did you enjoy yourself? With or without keto, what did you do? The only cheat I had was my flour that was in my roux and in my gumbo, and I had black eyed peas yesterday, and I think I had 1 croissant Christmas morning, because that's like our tradition. I have it once a year, and that's it. So those were my only cheats. I didn't have non-keto sweets or any of that stuff, and if I had that thing, and then I went right back on doing my thing. But yeah, so it's okay if you do that, It's your choice, you choose to do it. I choose not to do it very often because I do get headaches. The next day after eating, and the few days after eating the flour, I've got a breakout, I've had a headache, things like that. So for me, it's not really worth it to go all out, okay, I'm going to cheat for 2 weeks. But for some people, they can do that, and it's fine. So let me show you. This is the broccoli and the beef. Let me show you how I eat it. So I like the Primal Kitchen Chipotle Lime Mayo. If you don't like this mayo, you don't have to put this on here. You can put cheese on here, whatever you want. So I take a little bit of this, and I put it on top, about a good spoonful. And then I mix it together, you guys. And that is, my lunch. That's what I'll have. Super easy. Broccoli, beef, and spices. That's all there is to it, guys. And then this is the splurge. So your beef and your broccoli is super cheap. This is your splurge. And if you're not using it all the time, like, in every meal, this little jar will last you a while. If you're eating this on everything, then of course it's going to last. Now, my husband doesn't eat it, so he doesn't like mayo. So it lasts me a long time. But this is my splurge. I go cheaper on the other foods. So that's that meal. And then the other one is the chicken. So it's super easy ingredients. Yeah. So put in the comments if you guys have any questions. Also put what other kind of meal preps would you guys like to see? Is there any kind of, let me turn this off. any kind of meals that you like. Are there any kind of things that you're kind of like, oh, how can I replace, you know, I really like this. What's a keto thing I can replace it with? Or how can I make it keto? Put that in the comments too. Go to my YouTube channel and subscribe if you haven't already. It's the same name, Paleobarbie Does Keto. I'm doing a whole series for beginners. The first one's up. I'll be putting some other ones on there. And subscribe so you can look at those. Also have a lot of recipes on there, vlogs, travel vlogs, what I eat when I travel, things like that. So go on there. If you're on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram. It's just Paleobarbie on Instagram. I post all my food on there. I post different other things on there too. And yeah, so you guys have a great day. I will show you some more meal prep in a couple of days. I'm going to show you how I make my eggs and some other few things in a few days. So you guys have a great day. I hope you're starting out the year right. Go weigh and measure because it's the beginning of the year, and if you're doing the challenge, we need to I don't want you to weigh or measure till the end of the challenge. So keeps your mind from going crazy. At least for me. I don't know about y'all. Some people like to weigh every day. I don't. I like to weigh like once a month because I feel like I see a bigger difference, and I'm not like, when you see the up and the down, you kind of don't see the whole picture, you know. So go weigh, measure, and I will talk to you guys soon.